And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Satellite imagery for today showing a lot of moisture here flowing right on up into the southeast coast, all the way up into the southeast Copper River Basin area. Otherwise, back to the west, just clouds here across south central Alaska, breaking out into some pretty good clearing again. Bristol Bay, northern Bering Sea, almost down to the Pribilofs, right on up to the North Slope and on out to the Arctic coast. Low clouds covering the southern Bering Sea here, as well as the eastern Aleutians, and remnants of a front right through there. And then the next system off to the south here will be moving up to the northeast. On the chart today, here's that weak front here across the Aleutians, bringing some light rain and snow mixed over the Adak-Atka area. Dry back to the west, dry to the east, and clearing as you head north, with temperatures still in the teens to near 20 over the Pribilofs today, and still cold temperatures all the way up to the Arctic coast, North Slope area here. Then you pick up the clouds over areas of the eastern interior here, becoming generally cloudy toward the border. And south central Alaska, mostly cloudy today. Had a little bit of light snow around Kodiak earlier today. That's starting to taper off. And then the rain lifting northward, ending from south to north here in the Panhandle as that warm front pushes northward. It starts to pull back to the west. Had a little bit of light rain all the way into Whittier there in Passage Canal. And for tonight, there's a chance of snow for Cook Inlet, cloudy skies for Cook Inlet, increasing chances of rain and snow for the North Gulf Coast. On the west side here as this warm front pulls westward, and now spread some snow into the Copper River Basin, possibly as far north as Eagle later tonight. And rain continues over the northern Panhandle, ending over the south with clearing. And it stays dry and cold over the northern and western part of the state into the Bering Sea. Next system bringing rain and snow into the western and central Aleutians to about Adak Island. And then for tomorrow, tighter gradient here along the Brooks Range translates into gusty north winds or northeast winds through the passes. Windier day tomorrow for the western Arctic coast areas. Otherwise, look for cloudier and warmer conditions to push northward here with the snow over the eastern part of the state. Partly sunny in the west to mostly sunny over the northern Bering Sea, Seward Peninsula, on up into the Noatak Valley. And the Arctic coast looking pretty good as well, with some fair amount of clearing there. Light rain and snow here slides eastward to Atka Island, and that's about it here. Pretty weak system there. And otherwise, the Bering Sea stays dry with light winds, and pretty light winds also here for the eastern Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula, with cloudy skies. And look for clearing, partly sunny conditions here over the Panhandle, all the way up into Lynn Canal Glacier Bay area, with mild temperatures, rain for the North Gulf Coast, areas of snow here over the eastern interior. And then the outlook for Sunday, another low develops just east of Kodiak Island. That warm front kind of hangs up right across south central Alaska, so look for a pretty good chance of some light rain and snow here for the Kenai Peninsula up into the Sitna Valley, and especially over the Matanuska Valley into the Copper River Basin. Areas of light snow up over the central and eastern interior here. And still dry in the west with some clearing, and not much change over the Bering Sea, just lighter winds now with dry conditions, and rain slides back in to the northern southeast coast, with the main bulk of the moisture still offshore here associated with this system. And out to the west, that low center stays to the south, but keeps the central Aleutians there in a threat for some rain and snow. And for the lows tonight, 30s to mid-40s below zero for the Arctic coast and North Slope. Otherwise, anywhere from 5 to 15 below on the east side, to 15 to 25 below out toward the west, right around zero along the southwest coast. 5 to 10 for the Bristol Bay area, 20s, lower 30s for the Aleutians, and in the teens to near 20, or teens to lower 20s here for south central Alaska. Copper River Basin near freezing for Kodiak, and lows upper 30s and lower 40s for the southeast coast. Highs tomorrow and hopefully some sunshine. You'll see temperatures well into the 50s over the southern Panhandle, mid 40s all the way up into the northern areas there, as well as Yakutat. 30 to 35 for south central Alaska and the Copper River Basin. Mid to upper 30s right along the coast here for Cordova, maybe even mid 40s again. And down toward Seward, upper 30s to Kodiak, with temperatures anywhere from 5 to 20 above in the central interior, staying below zero for the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, as well as Kotzebue and the northern Seward Peninsula area. And then looking at lows for Sunday morning. We've got lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s here for the south central Alaska. Actually, areas east and south of the Alaska Range in the 20s to lower 30s. Not much change, upper 30s to lower 40s for the Panhandle there. And 0 to 10 below for the interior. A little colder out here to the west. Definitely colder up to the north, but not as cold as it has been. Looks like lows mostly in the minus 20s and maybe the lower minus 30s. Right around 12 for the Pribilof Islands, and in the 20s here for the Aleutians for your lows, followed by highs staying in the teens, St. Paul and St. George, with lower 30s for the eastern Aleutians, as well as Adak and Atka, and 35 to 40 here for south central Alaska, Copper River Basin, well into the 40s, northern Panhandle with lower to mid 50s down to the south. And again, warming temperatures here. Notice Eagle up to, or actually Eagle 26, 34 over there toward Northway, and 20s to lower 30s for the Tanana Valley around Fairbanks, teens back out to the west, and closer to zero around St. Lawrence Island.